Good afternoon. Today is June 21st, 2010. Welcome to the Andre Lounge. I am Andre. Today I've decided to get back to basics, and we're going to tackle an issue of BP. It is day 63. I've gotten a lot of emails from people saying that I hadn't talked about it or did any video for a while, so today this is what we're going to do. Real quick, if you've been stuck in a cave and you have no idea what's been going on, basically there was an oil rig out in the Gulf. The gist of it is it exploded. 13 people lost their lives as a result of this explosion. What they did not know, underneath this oil rig explosion was a massive oil leak. There's a thing on an oil rig called a blow-off preventer. That was developed by a company called Transocean, and the gist of the blow-off preventer is to cap the oil in the event of an explosion to prevent it from leaking. It malfunctioned, and the gist of it is BP didn't have a plan B in the event that this did not work. BP is a company that is worth $24 billion if you incorporate all of its assets. Long and short of it, they didn't have a plan B. The oil has spewed into the Gulf. It's affected the shrimp, crab, and oyster business that is the Gulf. The Gulf's famous for, more specifically, Louisiana. It's impacted the marshlands, the birds, the wetlands, just a mess. It has impacted the following states up to this point: Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, and Florida. And there are some people that are saying that this event is President Obama's Katrina. So I've decided to take the time to address this issue head on, give you my thoughts, and go from there. First of all, it is a tragedy. To me, this is probably one of the few times you'll see me be critical of Obama. He could have been a little bit faster as it pertains to the response. I mean, we're now seeing a presence now, and it is day 63. To me, it's too long. Now, I did watch the Matt Lauer interview, and basically he said, the reason is he wanted to see whose ass kicked, so he's been talking with colleagues and experts and blah, blah, blah. Mr. Obama, I voted for you. I think you're a great president up to this point. Now's not the time to talk. We need action. We need action now. We needed it then. And sometimes, whether you're the president or an everyday citizen, you got to be able to think on your feet. So in that sense, I do think that he dropped the ball. He's getting it together, but he was a little slow out the gate, so to speak. I do question Obama's critics, the people that say, oh, well, this is Obama's Katrina. To me, that's an unfair comparison. And here's the difference between Katrina and this oil rig explosion. The biggest difference is Katrina, Rita, Charlie, or whomever those hurricanes' names were, we saw them coming. Okay? Oil rig exploded. It wasn't a planned event. It wasn't a calculated event. It was an event where a series of things had to line up properly. It happened. Was his response a little slow? You're damn right it was. But for people to say, well, this is Obama's Katrina, I beg to disagree. I honestly disagree because, first of all, no president, in recent memory had to deal with an event like this on such magnitude. That's one. Secondly, this is a result of a $24 billion company. Now put your head around it. $24 billion company that was ill prepared. Do I blame BP specifically? Yeah, BP didn't have a plan B. But on the flip side of that, you can also say neither did Exxon, neither did Shell, neither did Chevron, or any company out there. They did not have a plan B. The cruel irony of this is a company that says, oh, we're all about green, 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 green. When the reality is they're the company that's killing the green. You know, for this to happen to Louisiana, to me, is just beyond comprehension. But, you know, again, you know, if this was ExxonMobil, we'd be still having this conversation. Probably what's most disturbing to me is the fact that when the three companies that oversee this oil rig, which was Transocean, Halliburton, and British Petroleum, everybody was sitting there pointing fingers. And the people who run BP, they are a PR nightmare. You know, you got the CEO, the chairman of the whole entire company calling the people in Louisiana small people. You have Mr. Howard, Tony Howard, asking for his life back. They give it to him, and what does he do? Go to a boat race while the people in Louisiana suffer. That's ridiculous. And then you have the Republican in Texas telling on Capitol Hill, I forget his name, but he's like, well, you know, this is Obama trying to wring out businesses. No. This is a company that was irresponsible, a disaster, and a complete nightmare. I will applaud him for getting $20 billion in relief for these families in the Gulf. But, you know, they don't want to wait for their monies. They need it now. And the sad fact is we don't know how devastating this oil is going to be. Because reality is it could ruin the wetlands. And that wetlands is responsible for hundreds of thousands of birds that migrate. And Newton used to say, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Cause and effect. You know, the birds get affected by oil. It affects their food supply. Birds die, you know, circle of life. So a whole ecosystem, in my opinion, could be destroyed. But anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. For everything Andre, you can check me out on Facebook if you're my friend, or check me out on YouTube, youtube.com/The Andre Lounge. Be safe and catch you later. Bye.